Okay, so I guess it's going to be a part two. I didn't want to do part two, but I guess I left a few things out. So in the last video, we talked about GMOs, genetically modifying animals, and agriculture, and humans, people. How you can do that through psychology, drugs, and well, I'm going to add a few links to that video. It's going to be a Pavlov's dog. Hey, guess what? Pavlov was not talking about dogs. It was communist Russians. Communist Pavlov. Dr. Psychology. Freud. Much. Shoot, you idiots. Yeah, they were talking about programming humans, coming between humans and, well, humans, sons and daughters of God, and God, their Father, their Heavenly Father. So, psychology. President Nelson, you're not supposed to be. He's a doctor. He's doing a lot of things he's not supposed to do, guys. And gosh darn it. That's right. Turn them to a foreign god. Turn them to an idol. Stupid. What were they thinking? What was he thinking? Oh, put on doggy masks. Take vaccines. You idiot. When I move, you move. Just like that. You're my bride. You guys gotta get that right. You guys gotta get that right. The Church of Jesus Christ, Latter-day Saints, is my bride. When I move, you move. When I take a stand against vaccines and mask mandates, and I go to prison, I'm locked up, I'm thrown down to the ground, that's time for you to move. Just like that, my bride. Church of Jesus Christ, Latter-day Saints. Or follow Nelson. Follow the Wakanda Forever. What's left after the... Whatever. King is dead. So, okay, so Pavlov's dog. Psychology. Okay, that's the same thing as Muslims are doing. Psychological programming. Praying 5 times daily. Wiping bums with their left hand. Treating women... Putting women on the left the same they wipe their bums. And all their other patterns and programming. And we talked about that last time. Well, same thing with the Hindus. The Hindus, social caste system, much. That's caste system. More programming? More no sons and daughters of God? Shoot, you dum-dums. You dum-dums are doing this. Hey, even the Jews did too. Don't get that wrong. I'm not. 613 laws. You guys got wacky-doos out of that too. So we got to program people with all these laws and all these procedures and how many steps they can take, and dum-dums did it too. Then Jesus finally said, okay, dum-dums, here it is. 1, 2 loves, 2 loves, not one love, not more love. 1 love, 1 love, nope, 2 loves. God first, and then each other's selves. Put women on the right. If you're a man, put women on the right. Put your bathrooms on the right. Put your daughters, children, women, everybody else on the right. And then we wipe our bums with ourselves. We do the dirty work. We protect and provide. And well, that's the Christian way. That's not the rest of the world way. The rest of the world's way, the chess way, the Eastern way. Hey, let's play chess. Let's sacrifice our pawns. Let's sacrifice our queens. Let's sacrifice our queens and send our queens out to fight our battles while we hide behind everybody else. Our queens and our pawns, our kids and our less fortunates and our less educated. That's that. Guys, that's another indoctrination. That chess. Shoot, you dum-dums. That's why I refuse to play that. I'm so good at it. I love to play it, but it's an indoctrination into Eastern culture and how to sacrifice everybody but yourself. How to sacrifice everybody, put everybody else on your bum wiping hand, on your dog, Pavlov's dog hand. How to condition them to serve you. Slave master relationship that they talk about in Nexium. They do it all over the place. So, anyways, Masons do it too. You gotta die again and die to us in secret combinations. So, okay, Pavlov's dog. I'm gonna add a link to that. The mice and cats thing. There's a parasite that if mice get it, it's a parasite that mice will get, and it affects their chemical makeup of their brain, and all of a sudden they're attracted to cat urine. Mice are attracted to cat. Why would cats kill mice? Or we talked about the soldiers, they're messing with the soldiers' brains and sending the soldiers out to those who are supposed to defend us. And well, Not only that, but our women and men and husbands, wives, sons and daughters, mothers and fathers, sending them to do things against their moral, ethical, and right standards that well not only affect and hurt them, but affect and hurt those they love, and affect and hurt our faith, family, and freedoms. Because hey, it's so easy to do, and especially when people let their guard down, they get distracted by the ways of this world. So the mice, there's a parasite that attacks the mice brains, and the mice all of a sudden are attracted to cat urine, and they aren't afraid either. They like seek out cats, and they're like, "Hey, I'm not afraid of you, cat." And even Jerry was afraid of Tom and Jerry, and he was just smart enough to run away when he had to. But these mice create a link to that too. It's a real thing. It's a parasite, and I forget the name of the parasite. It affects the mice's brain, and all of a sudden the mice, well, like in that video, are drawn to. Like it can be done through Pavlov's dogs or psychological programming. Well, all of a sudden they're attracted to cats, and the cats are like, "Hey, this is a great meal." And you know what? That has nothing to do with it. The parasite doesn't care about the mice. The parasite wants to use the mice. The parasites, the elites want to use the mice to die, to get killed, so they can spread their parasitic further. So the parasites, are actually pretty smart. They program the mice to sacrifice themselves, and in sacrificing themselves to the cats, well, the cats digest them, and the cat's digestive system, and the cats poop them out. Well, then they can spread themselves again to another generation. Holy smokes! And guess what? God gave you that too. Guys, I've been telling you this for a long time. God's awesome, and He's like tries to warn you this stuff, and the elites know it, and they're doing it. I don't know if they know it that way, but they're just thinking about themselves. But yeah, so that's what's happening there. So I'll create a link to that. I'll create a link to the perf video, and I want to. Well, I had to talk about something else. Something else came up, and I got to talk about African ants versus Argentine ants. So here's the thing about ant colonies. So there's a lot of different types of ants. There's a lot of different types of ants colonies. But what's happening is there's all the independent ant colonies are being taken over right now. It's happening throughout Africa and the Middle East and Europe. And it's happening. This is actually a real thing, guys. It's actually happening in South and North America. What's happening is all these independent little ant colonies. So if I'm an ant, I'm a queen ant, and I have an ant colony. Well, ant colonies grow and grow and grow, and well, they try to expand to their territories around them and make use of the resources. And what's something that happens with ant colonies is, well, in independent ant colonies, is they reach a max growth point where they just start to deconstruct. There's nowhere else for them to go. It's kind of like, we're bored. We created the biggest colony in this neighborhood and in this area, and well, they've kind of fall apart because there's nowhere else to grow. And well, this is a very true thing with independent ant colonies. And so independent ant colonies, I mean, some live, some die, and the ones who really are successful, they grow to a point, kind of like well, different empires: Greek empires, Egyptian empires, Babylonian empires, Chinese empires. They grow to a point, and then once they get so big, well, they're just kind of like, we get bored, and they kind of start crashing in within themselves. And well, either they destroy themselves or are destroyed by outside forces. And this is a real thing with ant colonies. But what's happening now is there's a different type of ant colony. This is true with faith and people and societies. So the Argentine ant, there's a beautiful documentary. I'll link it to it. What they've done is the Argentine ants, they're very, very small ants. They're smaller ants than a lot of the other ants, and they're from Argentina. Except what they do is they network. They work together. So they have their independent colonies, and well, when they fight, they're small little ants. They're not they don't have big stingers. They don't have big mandibles. But when they come across an enemy, if an enemy is a scorpion or something else, they fight it. But if they come across another ant colony, well, if it's not an Argentine ant colony, they fight to destroy it. They fight like mad, even though they're little. Even though they don't have big stingers or big mandibles, they fight like heck to destroy that colony. And guess what happens? Well, guess what? Other Argentine colonies. Now, normally independent ant colonies will attack each other, even if they're the same type of ant. If they're like a black ant in America, if a black ant from America attacks another black ant from America, or a red ant from America attacks another red ant from America, they'll attack and kill each other. The red ants will kill the red ants. The black ants will kill the black ants. Black ants kill red ants kill black ants, and all the colonies are at war with each other. But what these Argentine ants are doing, they're saying, hey, listen, you're an Argentine ant colony? Hey, I'm an Argentine ant colony. We won't fight against each other, but we'll fight against all the other ants. And there are different types. So the Argentine ants, well, regardless of what colony they're from, they work together and they're spreading. They don't attack each other. They hey, listen, you're an Argentine ant. Hey, that's great. Jews, the 13 tribes of Israel. Oh, what? That's a part of that. Yep, guys, I'm trying to tell you this stuff. And it's a real thing, guys. And 12 tribes of Israel. And these little ants are all working together, and they in numbers, they overpower all these bigger colonies. So if like 3, 4 small Argentine ant colonies are in the area, and a big, I don't know, mandible, stinger, other colony comes against it, well, what chance do they have against a united front of small Argentine ants? And Argentine ants have spread throughout Argentina, throughout South America, and also in North America now. Now the Argentine ant is spreading, and that's how they spread. They take out the all the other types of ants, because they don't attack each other. They work together. They say, hey, I won't attack you, you won't attack me, and hey, this world's a big bad scary world, and we'll hey, high five, nice to meet you. And Israel, the tribes of Israel, please be together, all the tribes. So that's what's happening in the Argentine ant world. But guess what? Now the Argentine ants are facing another threat. They're facing the African ants. Stupid. But let me clarify. This has nothing to do with color, skin color. It has to do with the types of ants. So, there's black Argentine ants? Yes, there's black Argentine ants. There's white Argentine ants? Yes, there's white. There's brown Argentine ants? Yes, there's tall Argentine ants? Whatever. Argentine ants. Hey, brother. So Argentine ants are Argentine ants. They're the smaller, large in number, vicious, the fighting and uniting together ants. But then there's the African ants. Ishmael. That's right. God promised Ishmael a kingdom. Ishmael was the older and stronger of Abraham's son, and when Abraham wasn't faithful and had a child with Hagar, well, he sent Hagar away. Stupid, that was dumb. But sent Hagar away, and God promised to look after Hagar and Ishmael, and gave Ishmael 12 sons too. Wait a minute, 12 sons? That's the same number as Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons, and Ishmael had 12 sons. Except the African ants. Oh, there's white African ants. Yes, there's white African ants. There's brown African ants. Yes, there's brown African ants. Female, male, adult, sure. Yes. The African ants are much more vicious. This is a very real thing, guys. We all send it. Link it up. So the African ants have bigger mandibles. They're bigger. They're stronger. They have stingers. They're so much more meaner. Not only meaner to other ants, but also meaner to humans. You have to interact with them because they sting humans. You don't want to take a nap in a African ant colony park. You get stung all to heck. At least the little they might leave you alone, or if they do, they just crawl over you. Whatever, as long as they do. So, but the African, this is a real thing, guys. The African ant colonies also are doing the same thing. And what they've done, they've spread because of commerce and fruits and transportation. They've spread throughout Africa, throughout the Middle East, throughout parts of Europe, and now are even they're seeing them in some parts of America. And the problem is there's a question on who's going to win: the African ants, the Ishmael ants, or the Isaac ant. That's what that is. That's exactly what that is. And gosh darn it. Those African ants, those Ishmael ants, Jotarks, are much more vicious. They're much more violent, and gosh darn it, there's a question on who's going to win. Who's going to win the territory? Now, the American continent was promised as a Judeo-Christian society, Israel, and should stay Africanized ants, Judeo-Christian. Hey, let the African content, let the Middle Eastern have the Ishmaelites, the big stinger mandible ants. But we need to support the. Holy smokes, he's really. Who does not know this? Who does not link all this? I don't know. Some people do, but shoot, whatever. If this idiot can get it, hopefully others can. What? Hey, okay. So, holy smokes, it's a real thing. Yeah. And gosh darn it, how can we tell? Well, you can't because 12 tribes of Ishmael, 12 tribes of Isaac. You gotta know what you can't look inside. Do they have big mandibles and stingers and they or are they like Argentinians? They're like nice and we're good numbers and support each other. But anyways, that's what's happening. And there's a question on dominance and clearly what's happening is the Argentine ants, even when the Argentine ants come against the Africanized ants, especially when there are numbers and they've been able to get a foothold in an area, the Argentine ants lose against the Africanized ants who have set up multiple colonies. If the Africanized ants, the more vicious, violent, stinging, mandibled ants, are able to set up the colonies, well, the Argentine ants, even though they have the colonies too, they don't have the viciousness, the stingers, that the violence that the Africanized Ishmael ants have. So, anyways, if you guys didn't know what that's about, that's exactly. Hey, nature, it's wonderful. God's amazing. For such a time as this. Whatever. Okay, that was it. Gosh darn it. I'll create a link to that. And, I mean, African ants aren't just different people with different melanin level. No. Kinky hair, straight hair. I mean, there's Irish with kinky hairs. Red hair. No, it has to do with their character. It's on the inside. So, okay, shoot. 1703, so let's go 1713. I don't know, just because Jesus Christ was a Argentine ant. Yeah, that's right, Jesus Christ was an Argentine ant.